Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of boxing, a sport that's as brutal as it is beautiful, as ancient as it is ever evolving. We're talking about the sweet science, the art of pugilism, a world of knockouts, jabs, and haymakers. I'm talking about 10 fascinating facts about boxing that you probably didn't know, stuff that'll make you sound like a prize fighter of boxing trivia. Let's get started. You think boxing is just some modern spectacle? Think again. This stuff goes way back, man. We're talking ancient Greece, 688 BC. Can you imagine that? Those tough sons of guns were throwing down in the Olympic Games, bare-knuckled, no time limit. It was brutal, man. They didn't have weight classes back then, no fancy rules. It was just two dudes figuring out who was tougher. They'd fight until someone went down, or until one guy couldn't raise his fists anymore. Can you imagine the grit it took to step into that ring? We're talking about the foundation of combat sports here, the raw essence of fighting. It's mind-blowing to think that something we watch today was played out centuries ago, man. The spirit of competition, the will to test yourself against another human being, that's as old as time. And boxing, man, that's where it all started. Alright, let's talk about endurance. You think you got what it takes to go the distance? I'm talking about real endurance, not some weekend warrior stuff. In 1893, Andy Bowen and Jack Burke stepped into the ring and fought for over 7 hours. 7 hours. That's longer than most Netflix binges, man. They went at it for 110 rounds. Can you even fathom that? This was bare knuckle too, back when they were tough as nails. They fought until they were literally punching themselves into exhaustion. It was like a real-life Rocky movie, but with way more grit and way less finesse. They finally called the fight a draw after both guys were too exhausted to stand. Can you imagine the kind of heart these guys had? The sheer willpower to keep going? This wasn't about money or fame, it was about something deeper, man. It was about pushing the limits of human endurance. Let's be real, boxing is brutal. It's two guys trying to knock each other's heads off. So, it's no surprise that people started looking for ways to make it a little less damaging. Enter Jack Broughton, a true innovator in the sport. This guy was a bare-knuckle champion, a real tough guy. But he also had a brain, and he knew that all that punching was taking its toll. So, in 1743, he introduced boxing gloves to the world. This was a game-changer, man. Gloves weren't about making fighters soft, they were about protecting their hands, allowing them to train harder and fight longer. It was about making the sport more sustainable, more about skill, and less about permanent damage. Broughton's innovation shifted the entire landscape of boxing. It's the reason why we have the sport we know and love today. So, next time you see those gloves, remember Jack Broughton, the guy who brought a little bit of sanity to the world of face punching. We gotta talk about Ali, man, the myth, the legend. Muhammad Ali wasn't just a boxer, he was a cultural icon, a force of nature. He transcended the sport, became a symbol of hope, resistance, and raw talent. We're talking about a guy who took on the world, both inside and outside the ring. He fought during a time of immense social change, and used his platform to speak truth to power. He was fearless, outspoken, and utterly brilliant. From the rumble in the jungle to the thriller in Manila, Ali gave us some of the most iconic moments in sports history. He danced around his opponents, his speed and agility defying belief. He talked trash, backed it up, and left an unforgettable mark on the world. Ali wasn't just a boxer, he was an artist, a poet, a revolutionary. He was, and still is, the GOAT. Picture this, 1974 Zaire, Africa. It's hot, humid, and the world is watching. Muhammad Ali, the underdog, is set to face the seemingly unstoppable George Foreman, the heavyweight champion of the world. This wasn't just a fight, it was a cultural event, a clash of titans. Foreman was a beast, a knockout artist known for his raw power. Ali, on the other hand, was older, considered past his prime. But Ali had a plan. He leaned back on the ropes, letting Foreman tire himself out, absorbing those thunderous punches like some kind of human punching bag. The crowd was going wild, man. The energy was electric. And then, in the 8th round, Ali unleashed a flurry of punches, knocking Foreman out cold. It was one of the greatest upsets in boxing history. The rumble in the jungle wasn't just a fight, it was a testament to the human spirit, a demonstration of strategy and resilience. It solidified Ali's place as a legend, and gave us a moment in sports history we'll never forget. Now let's talk about fairness. Boxing isn't about just throwing two guys in a ring and seeing who survives. It's about skill, technique, and yes, weight classes. You can't have a flyweight going up against a heavyweight. That's just asking for trouble. Weight classes ensure that fighters are competing against opponents of similar size and strength. It levels the playing field, makes it more about boxing ability, and less about brute force. You got your lightweights, your welterweights, your middleweights, all the way up to the heavy hitters, the heavyweights. Each weight class has its own unique style, its own set of challenges. The lighter weight classes are all about speed and agility, while the heavier guys, they bring the power. It's fascinating to see how different fighters adapt their styles based on their weight class. We're talking 1975 Manila, Philippines. The heat is oppressive, the air thick with anticipation. Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, two titans of the boxing world, are set to face off for the third and final time. These guys had a history, a rivalry for the ages. Their first two fights were legendary, brutal battles that pushed both men to their limits. And now, in this sweltering arena, they were going to settle the score once and for all. The fight was a war. Both men traded blows, their bodies battered and bruised. It was a back-and-forth slugfest that had the entire world on the edge of their seats. In the end, after 14 grueling rounds, Frazier's trainer stopped the fight. Ali had won, but both men left everything in the ring. The Thrilla in Manila wasn't just a fight, it was a testament to the human spirit, a display of courage, heart, and the relentless pursuit of victory. For a long time, boxing was seen as a man's sport. But the truth is, women have always been throwing punches, fighting for their place in the ring. And in recent years, women's boxing has exploded in popularity, and for good reason. These women are incredible athletes, powerful, skilled, and fearless. They're shattering stereotypes and proving that they belong in the ring just as much as the men. We're talking about fighters like Laila Ali, daughter of the legend himself, who dominated the super middleweight division. And then there's Katie Taylor, the Irish sensation who's known for her speed, agility, and relentless attack. Women's boxing isn't just about throwing punches, it's about empowerment, about breaking down barriers, about showing the world that women can fight, and they can fight damn well. You think boxing is just about beating someone up? Think again. This stuff is a full-body workout, a test of strength, endurance, and mental toughness. We're talking about cardiovascular conditioning that gets your heart pumping, footwork drills that improve your agility, and punching combinations that build explosive power. And it's not just physical, man. Boxing is a mental game too. It teaches you discipline, focus, and how to stay calm under pressure. It's about strategy, about reading your opponent, about outsmarting them as much as outpunching them. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, boxing can push you to your limits and help you discover a whole new level of fitness. It's a challenging, rewarding, and empowering workout that can benefit both your body and mind. Let's talk about money, man. Big fights, big crowds, big paydays. In 1921, Jack Dempsey, the heavyweight champion of the world, stepped into the ring against Georges Carpentier, a French war hero. This wasn't just a fight, it was a spectacle, a massive event that captured the imagination of the entire world. People were clamoring to see these two titans clash, and the promoters knew they had something special on their hands. The fight took place in Jersey City, New Jersey, and drew a crowd of over 80,000 people. Can you imagine that? 80,000 screaming fans packed into a stadium to watch two guys punch each other in the face. The fight was a huge success, becoming the first $1 million gate in boxing history. It solidified Dempsey's status as a global icon, and ushered in a new era for the sport, one where big fights meant big business. So there you have it, folks. 10 surprising facts about the sweet science that might have surprised you. Boxing is more than just two guys in a ring trying to knock each other out. It's a sport with a rich history, filled with incredible athletes, dramatic moments, and inspiring stories. From the ancient Greeks to the modern-day warriors, boxing continues to captivate audiences worldwide. It's a testament to human endurance, skill, and the will to compete. So, next time you watch a boxing match, remember the stories we've talked about today. Appreciate the history, the dedication, and the sheer athleticism on display. And who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to lace up those gloves yourself and step into the ring. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these boxing facts, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more awesome content. See you next time.